Fox Sports.
We are the Force. We are San Diego.
Chase Headley had himself yet another night, a couple of home runs. He is chasing Ryan Braun in that Major League or the National League RBI leaders list, coming in just 2 behind the National League leader Ryan Braun of the Milwaukee Brewers as Headley approaches 100 runs batted in. As we welcome you into Petco Park here in San Diego, California for Game 2 of a 3-game series, Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres. As we welcome you inside the broadcast booth, Andy Mazur in for Dick Enberg, Mark Grant, Tony Gwynn alongside, and it's been a lot of fun to watch Chase Headley play since the All-Star break, even before that, as a matter of fact. And Tony Gwynn, you mentioned something on the broadcast last night about how much fun it is to watch when the light kind of goes on.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure for Chase, he wished this happened a lot sooner, but watching the way that he's swinging the bat right now, I mean, he's working the camp. He knows eventually he's going to get something good to hit, and when he does, he just wants to put his best swing on it. And as we saw in this swing last night in the 8th inning, you can't get much hotter than he is right now. He's carrying the load for the Padres, and hopefully he can continue this run right on through the end of the season, because I think the things that he's learned this year are going to make him a better player from this point forward.
Padres are going to try to keep the good times rolling here against the Arizona Diamondbacks, already having won 7 consecutive games against Arizona. And Mark Grant, a good pitching matchup here this evening is a couple of youngsters go after each other. Wade Miley, the left-hander for Arizona, and the right-hander Casey Kelly.
Yeah, one of the great things I love about this game of baseball when you see 2 young pitchers with loads of talent hooking up. You mentioned Casey Kelly and Wade Miley, 22-year-old Kelly, 25-year-old Miley. They both have got guts. They've got a great idea what they want to do on the mound. Now, Casey Kelly making his second start here at Petco Park. Remember last time out in Colorado, in the 3rd inning, he gave up 7 runs. Well, back in the dugout, Buddy Black approached him, looked in his eyes, and he didn't have that look in his eyes like, oh my gosh, what just happened? He was shell-shocked. He wanted that baseball. He wanted to go back out there. He made an adjustment. He chewed up some innings and put some innings on the board for the Padres. So this kid can make an adjustment, and he's got some guts. It's going to be a good matchup tonight.
All right, Padres, a game over 500 here at Petco Park. 34-33 heading into this matchup here tonight against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Time to dominate the D-backs. Yeah, they're trying for 8 straight wins against Arizona. Padres and the Diamondbacks. You will see it next. fun times at the ballpark last night. Let's see if the good times can continue here this evening as the Padres will host the Arizona Diamondbacks. Middle game of the 3-game set. Kirk Gibson will send out this lineup here against the Padres. Adam Eaton leads off in center field. Aaron Hill bats second. Jason Kubel is in left field. Paul Goldschmidt back in the starting lineup at first base. Miguel Montero will catch. Justin Upton's in right field. Chris Johnson at third base. Jake Elmore, the shortstop. Wade Miley will pitch, and they'll face Casey Kelly making his third big league start. As we get this ball game underway here from Petco Park with ball one.
Well, we all know, Padre faithful watching tonight, this game's about adjustments. Casey Kelly made an adjustment last time out. And I think it's going to be fun. Casey Kelly is going to be in the mix next year, hopefully in this rotation. To see him toe that slab once every 5th day.
He showed a lot of people a lot of stuff about that game against Colorado that you mentioned in the open, Mud. And Tony, I wonder from a hitting perspective, too, with the fact that your team was down 7-3 at that point when Kelly gave up the 7 runs in the 3rd inning, what that look means to a guy that's coming up the bat. Guy hasn't lost faith. He still wants to go out there and help the ball club.
I think it works both ways, too. From the Padres standpoint, he gives up 7 runs, yet he wants to be in there to let his teammates know, hey, we're going to try to hold them here.
Just out of the reach of Everett Cabrera into center. And a leadoff single for Adam Eaton. Let's meet the defense here for the San Diego Padres. Brought to you by Mazda. Guzman, Maven, and Denorfia. That's your outfield from left to right. Headley, Cabrera, Forsythe, Alonso. Around the horn, the infield from 3rd to 1st. And a battery of Casey Kelly and Yasmani Grandal. So Guzman out there in left as Carlos Quentin. Another day off. Still being bothered by that right knee irritation. Buddy Black saying before the game, not a major issue, just wanted to quiet down. And hopefully in the next couple of days we'll see Carlos Quentin back out there in left field.
Yeah, you'd rather have it take an extra day or two and get it right rather than going out there and tweaking it even more. And with the way the team's playing right now, hey, everybody's contributing.
Yeah, you're right.
So Aaron Hill at the plate, with the runner Eaton with some speed at first base. 21 homers and 66 runs batted in for Aaron Hill. A guy that has completed 2 cycles and came within a triple of a 3rd this season.
Wow. 2 in 1 season is
That's
unbelievable.
Yeah. Since 1969, no Padres ever done it.
And he's done it twice and almost 3 times.
In 1 year.
Shot in from the park at the park. And there are pre and post game set out there right by Tony Gwynn's statue. And a lazy fly ball as Cabrera will backpedal to make that catch. 1 away. Well, this year the Padres have really taken care of the opposing team's superstar as far as the pitching is concerned. It started with David Wright, who was approaching 400 when the Padres were in New York toward the end of May. Aaron Hill on that list, as is Andrew McCutchen and Jason Kubel being held down by Padre pitching.
I'll tell you, that last at bat, I think Aaron Hill was fooled by Adam Eaton at first base. He bluffed as he was going, and Aaron Hill was a little bit out in front of that last pitch.
Yeah, it wasn't a good hack at all.
It's almost a defensive hit and run type of hack.
You know, as I look at Jason Kubel from that center field shot, the way he stands, he's got the 2-day, well, to him, maybe a 1.5-day growth. It kind of looks like Kirk Gibson a little bit back in the day. You know, Gibby had kind of a, did he have a closed stance a little bit?
A little bit.
He's an open stance there. Number 23 with the Dodgers. And, of course, Tony, I hate to bring him up because, of course, 84.
Oh, no big deal.
There's a little resemblance.
A little gray on the left, but that's,
There's always that
that's experience on the left.
Yeah. Grizzled.
That's what some losses will do.
Yeah, that's what happens when you.
Gibby always had that little hitch, It was kind of lumbering toward the plate. Nothing ever seemed smooth, but yet he got the job done more often than not.
Yep. Good player.
Former football star at Michigan State. along with the Tigers, and then, of course, hitting that famous home run off of Dennis Eckersley at Dodger Stadium.
I love hearing him tell that story about hitting that home run.
Deep fly ball to right field, and Norfield will turn and watch this one go. A 2-run homer for Kubel. His 28th of the season, and the Diamondbacks are on the board here in the first inning, 2-0.
Well, it kind of slowed down the pace a little bit, that at bat. You know, calling time. Oh, right down the middle of the plate.
It's a force. It looked like a two-seamer didn't do very much. Stayed on the inner half of the plate.
And that was an 0-1 fastball, missed with location. Put a good swing on it. Now, how will Casey Kelly bounce back?
Well, if the short history that we've seen him is any notice, he'll bounce back nicely. Another high drive into deep right center field. They've been tracking with this one and making the catch. Dropped the ball in the transfer from the glove hand to the bare hand, but he ranged a long way out there to make the catch on the warning track.
He made this play look easy, but this is a difficult play.
Oh, rattled around in his glove. That ball was not clean into the pocket of Cameron Maybin.
So 2 away now in this first inning. Saw some good defense last night behind the Padres pitching staff. And now Casey Kelly trying to get out of this inning with giving up just the 2 runs. And with the way the Padres have been swinging the bats, 2 runs is nothing.
Doesn't seem like it. You're right, Andy. It's you know, the way that they've been scoring runs. Okay, you fall down 2-0. You're gonna have to put runs on the board to win anyway. It's not gonna be that big a deal.
From opening day till like middle of May,
Yeah.
2 runs, insurmountable.
Yeah, it was like 10.
Right, exactly. And it was tough to chip away and play catch up. Not these days for the Friars.
And there's a strike.
That's one of the things that you're going to see Casey Kelly do. Command of both sides of the plate. He's got that running fastball away to the lefty. He's got that four-seam fastball he can throw into the lefty.
Because he's over on the first base side of the rubber, though, he's got to make sure that he locates. Because he gets a ball, you know, like you said, his two-seamer, he likes to run, start it off the plate in and run it back over the inside part of the plate. But if you make a mistake in the middle of the plate like he did with Kubel, you know, it gets hit.
And he gets him swinging on the changeup. And Kelly gets out of the inning with the 2-run homer by Kubel, puts the Diamondbacks up 2-0. To bat here against Wade Miley. Let's take a look at the lineup for you here. Brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Kristen Orfia will lead off. Logan Forsythe batting second. Headley at third. Yasmani Grandal catching. Jesus Guzman out of left field. Yonder Alonso is the first baseman. Cameron Maben in center. Everett Cabrera at short. And Casey Kelly is on the mound. And guys will be facing a young left-hander looking for his 15th win of the season, Wade Miley.
We've talked about it before. Wade Miley's going to get some consideration, if not the Rookie of the Year award. He's got some good company, though. Still a handful of starts maybe left for the young left-hander. You're going to get something to hit against this guy, but it's about squaring it up. He's not going to walk many hitters. 30 walks in 164 plus innings pitched. He's a good one, Tony.
Good young pitcher. I like what you said in the opening. He's got, for a young guy, he's got real good composure. Doesn't seem to get rattled by a whole lot. Diamondbacks staked him to a 2-0 lead, so let's see how he attacks the hitters.
Well, Denorfia in that leadoff spot. Again, a great average against left-handers. And a great average overall in limited playing time, sharing time with Will Venable in right field. And Denorfia again gets into one and lifts a single to left. Setting the table for the rest of the Padre lineup here is Chris Denorfia. Let's meet the rest of the Arizona defense today. Out in left field is Kubel, Eaton in center, Upton in right. On the infield, it's Johnson, Elmore, Hill, and Goldschmidt are on the horn third to first. And a battery of Miguel Montero and Wade Miley. And here is Logan Forsythe. Denorfia, a good average against lefties. Follow that up with a .338 batting average this year against the left-handers. And Logan Forsythe at .354.
Good. Those guys at the top have done a great job getting on base, getting themselves in the scoring position for guys like Headley and Grandal in the middle of this lineup to drive them in. So,
you guys remember the struggles the Padres have had in recent years against left-handed starters. Because there really hasn't been one or two guys in that lineup that have hit lefties well. Now there's two or three. That's back up the middle into center, a base hit. Well, like a broken record, this is the exact start that the Padres had yesterday in the first inning. Consecutive base hits by the leadoff man and the number 2 hitter.
Well, Forsythe, I just really like his game. He just doesn't seem to get rattled. Down in the count, that ball's down in the zone. He goes down, he gets it, lines it right back up the middle.
And as a pitcher, what's always taught you, keep the ball down, right? He went down, nearly picked that ball right off the ground.
Yeah, he knows Miley's looking to try to get a double play ball, and he picked that ball off the ground and lined it right in the center field.
So Headley from the right side. I just saw a second ago. The chase to 100. He's 2 away from that century mark.
We should have started this like the last road trip. Yeah. But you know what? The last road trip, we weren't sure if he was going to get there or not. You know, he's just been on fire.
How about a 3-run shot here for 101?
Yeah.
Okay, why not?
How about a Fresca?
Yeah. I'll take one. So Headley's just been locked in from both sides of the plate.
Yeah, 56 RBIs since the All-Star break.
Looks like Miley's trying to keep that ball away.
And again, I talked about this last night. This is a situation, okay? In the first pitch, he takes a swing at it, fouls it off. And since then, he's gotten 2 changeups. Neither one has been around the plate. He hadn't been super aggressive. He's just seeing the ball good and reacting good.
Again, not expanding the zone.
Again, we used to say fish not biting in the dugout. Fish not biting. He's not biting on that.
He's throwing some chum out
That's
there.
right. He's throwing
corner.
it out there. He's not biting.
Right.
He's going to make you try to come in the zone.
Came in for a strike and right at the bottom of the zone.
Pretty good pitch. Our Fox Tracks.
Pitcher's pitch.
Yeah. Our friends from Southland Technology saying that pitch number 5 there was right at the knees.
Shallow right. And Upton there. Out number 1. Runners hold their ground. DeNorfia at second, Forsythe at first. And YASMANI GRANDAL, who cleared the bases with a double yesterday, will get a chance here.
That's what we're talking about. Miley gets 3-2 changeup right there.
Yep.
Not giving in. Had Hidley out in front, got the out.
They're risking to walk the bases loaded with that walk there and turn it over to Grandal. That was a gutsy pitch.
Miley started this year actually in the bullpen. He became a full-time starter in May. And made the All-Star team. Out of Hammond, Louisiana.
One thing about Miley is he can't just one look DeNorfia at second base. He'll steal it on him.
Yeah, you've got the right-handed batter, and at third base, you've got Johnson playing way back. And runners, you know this, Tony, they'll key on that.
Yep.
If a pitcher's a one-looker, he did it again that time. Might not come into effect right here, but, you know, if he's deep in the game, next, you know, the fourth inning, fifth inning, whatever the case may be, hey, they'll talk about that in the dugout. Rick Renteria will be talking to the base runners, and they'll keep that in mind.
They're always looking for something. Try to take advantage of somebody. Keep one looking. And Forsythe at first base has got a great lead.
Just fouled on the right field line.
The Mad Hatter. Oh, wait a second. He's got a Padre camo jersey on. He's got a Padre hat underneath, I assume, the camo matching hat, right? That green. And then he's got a Diamondback hat on top of that one.
I think he lost a bet.
He may have.
Grandal following off some good pitches.
We have to keep an eye on that kid down there because at some point somebody's going to call him. He's going to duck that hat for a Padre hat.
He's going to put the, yeah.
They'll let him know we're talking about the Diamondback hat.
I don't know about you, but that two hat look's not a real good look.
No.
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Into right, and Upton is there. And now 2 away. So runners stay at first and second. Time now for Alexis Keys to the game. But
well, 4 or more. Wade Miley, he's only given up 4 or more runs in 5 of his 24 starts, guys. He lost 4 of those 5 starts, and 1 of those was against these Padres. It was back on June 1st. Padres won 7-1, so that's a big key. Hey, smooth out the bump for Casey Kelly. He had that bad outing, or that one bad inning, I should say, in Colorado. 5 earned runs in the third. Unfortunately, it cost him the game, but 2 runs here is nothing. We mentioned for the Padres offense, keep the Diamondbacks at 2. Still waiting for that Lexus, by the way, in the driveway.
maybe it'll come with your golf. Nice bow on him. So here's Guzman, 0 for 3 yesterday, playing in left field. Guzman does have 1 career home run against Wade Miley. And he goes to the fastball outside.
That was a power sinker down and away. He just yanked it, tried to overthrow it, it looked like.
Good look from right where the batter stands. Looking out at the runners at first and second with 2 outs.
He had a 2-out knock right here.
And according to Laz Diaz, no swing.
There's that curveball, guys. Going along with that curveball, the changeup we've talked about, the slider, shorter breaker, and the fastball. And does he go? I don't think he went on that one, believe it or not. Yeah.
Write this date down. That's a fair ball inside the bag at third, into the corner, rattling around. Here comes DeNorfia to score. Forsythe right behind, and we are tied.
You ask and they deliver.
Yeah, we told you 2 runs was nothing.
Yeah. Nice hitting by Guzman. Like a little cutter inside. Keeps it fair, and as soon as it gets by the third baseman, there was no question Logan Forsythe was going to score.
Yeah, and during this at bat, remember early on, he had a called strike gone against Guzman. He wasn't happy with that. Big key for any hitter, Tony, and you know as well as anybody, you got to learn how to shake that off. He hung tough during that at bat. Plating 2 with that double.
He did. And, Chase Headley, 3-1 pitch, he wasn't happy with it. And, you just keep sticking to your game plan.
A good fastball right at the knees. So again, Miley in front of the count, 0-2. Alonso was 0 for 4 yesterday. Go ahead runs in scoring position here with 2 outs. And Hill will field that one and throw out Alonso. But the Padres with some 2-out magic right there from Jesus Guzman have tied it 2-2. Their season begins with a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. First, Robert Griffin III and the Redskins take on Drew Brees and the Saints. Then in America's Game of the Week, Frank Gore and the 49ers battling Aaron Rodgers and the Packers at Lambeau Field. Coverage beginning this week with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at 9 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. Sounds like an advertisement for all the guys on my fantasy football team.
What'd you say about fantasy football?
Oh, you love it. I know you do. Tony, you got my back on this one, don't you?
Yeah.
I'll be sleeping when you guys are thinking about field goals.
I like to think more positively. I like to think touchdowns.
Okay. My head will be touching down on the pillow.
And a ball hit in center field on a changeup. And off the bat of Justin Upton, lead man aboard here in the second inning.
Kind of elevated that changeup. Take a look at a pitch by pitch. It's a little slider. That's a changeup. Comes back with a changeup. And it's elevated a little bit, easy for Upton to get to it. Lines it right back up the middle.
Looked like the second changeup may have come in a little hotter, just a tad. But you're right, Tony, it was elevated.
And Johnson dumps that one down the left field line. Playing it off the wall is Guzman, and being held at third base is Upton. And Williams is running halfway up the line and toward the bag at third with those two hands up. And a double for Johnson. Just like that, the Diamondbacks have two men in scoring position with nobody out.
Well, swinging early in the count. See, he missed the location.
Yep.
Grandal wanted that down and away. It leaks middle in. And Johnson is all over it.
See Matt Williams coming down the line, letting Upton know plenty of time. He's going to hold up there. Good job of base coaching.
26 double for Chris Johnson. Now the lower part of the batting order, Jake Elmore. And the curve missed. That was kind of the problem in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, too, with the fact that some of the location was missed. And it wasn't like there was a ton of balls hit hard.
You're right, it wasn't. And the difference between that game and that inning compared to this game, balls are getting hit pretty hard right now. Get the change up to Upton, he lines it to center. Johnson gets a ball in the middle of the plate, he lines it in the left field corner.
Cabrera spins, thought about home, now throw low, dug out nicely by Alonso, but a run is in, and the Diamondbacks have taken the 3-2 lead here in the second inning. Did it look to you like Cabrera was thinking about home for a second?
I thought he may have been looking at third. That was my initial reaction. I know he's going away from the plate. See, he kind of looks towards third a little bit. But you know what, though? It's early in the game. Yeah. Get a sure out. When in doubt, get that out.
Yep,
Let's see if he looks at third. Yeah, he kind of looked at third.
Look, he holds his breath as he lets that ball go, and Alonso saves him with a nice
I held my breath. Out of the, it was just unbelievable. Out of the hand, you could tell that ball was going to be short hopped.
So the infield will come in halfway up the middle, and right at the edge of the grass on the corners.
Yeah, Miley's hitting 200, which is very good for a pitcher. Look at the scoop by Alonso here. Sticks his nose right in there, picks that ball right out of the dirt.
You mentioned Miley at 200. He started out 10 for 24. I'm not going to tell you what he is since, because I just don't feel like telling you right now.
Don't want to jinx it. It's all right. Yeah. It's okay. He was, what'd you say, 10 for 24? So he's 0 for his last 21.
That's what I didn't want to tell you.
That's great math, Tony.
Okay.
He's 0 for his last 21.
That's at San Diego State
we
math
should be
program.
getting him out right here.
Yes,
then,
indeed.
Right?
It's 2-2. So from 417 and a bunch of goose eggs.
That's usually how it works at this level, too.
They figure you out pretty quickly,
yeah,
huh?
Doesn't take long.
Nice block.
But I give him credit. He's worked to count to 3 and 2.
Now that's confidence there for a catcher to put down the number 2 sign with a runner on third. Have confidence to bury it, knowing that your catcher will smother it.
If you're Casey Kelly, this is an out you got to get right here.
Fastball away.
To Cabrera. And he will throw out Miley for a big second out. And the inning runner holds at third. 3-2 Arizona here in the second. And fans, don't miss Jerry Coleman Day, presented by Scripps Health. Coming up Saturday, September 15th, the 5:35 start. Join the Padres in celebrating the legendary baseball and broadcasting career of the Colonel himself, Jerry Coleman. Be in your seat 30 minutes before the game. A special pregame ceremony before the Padres will take on the Rockies. And your tickets are available right now. Padres.com, 619-795-5555. And let's sell this place out for that man right there.
No question. Hall of Famer Jerry Coleman, and in our booth, Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn. Life is good. Sorry about it.
Yeah, we're going pretty well, aren't we there, Bud? Get to share the booth with this guy here, and then one booth down is the Colonel.
We've got Mike Trussell, the angry statistician.
He's been smiling at me today. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know why he's got a smile on his face. Eighth grade math he teaches. Good luck.
You were mentioning that experienced look from Kirk Gibson before. Here it comes.
Yeah, his beard's awfully gray, too.
Getting a little gray. Curve missed high.
Oh, the outfield playing him to go the other way and kind of shallow. Maven on the shortstop side of second base.
And count evens now 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is the kind of thing, though, that Buddy Black talks about with Casey Kelly, trying to limit damage, and has that poise out there that he never looks really rattled, even when he's giving up 7 runs. Cabrera will scoop that. Quick throw on to first is just in time to get Eaton. And the inning over, but the Diamondbacks do score a run and take a 3-2 lead. The second inning. Our poll question for you here on our text question: are the Nationals making the right decision shutting down Steven Strasburg? Text 777-888, and A for yes or B for no. I think Mud just made his vote.
Oh, did I do that?
Don't forget, standard rates do apply. Not in that case, but if you're texting, they certainly do apply.
I don't want to influence anybody.
Okay. But you just did. Although I'm with you.
Come on, man.
I'm with you.
Explain.
I know. You know what? It's a great discussion. I just feel it's almost like one of the biggest teases ever for a young pitcher who's bounced back quite nicely, probably stronger than ever, to help a ball club get where they are right now, being 6.5 games up in the NL East. And then all of a sudden, because let's face it, the Nationals are going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Are they?
I think they will. I think they will.
You can't guarantee that, though.
Okay. If.
Okay.
Hypothetically.
If.
He's won 14, 15 games. And he's not allowed to chase a dream to help his team win a World Series because he's shut down. And as we take a look at the National League East standings as we speak, it's just, I don't know. That's just one man's opinion. Tony?
Tony?
I think it's awful, honestly. Steven Strasburg is one of the reasons why they are where they are. He's helped them get to that 6.5 game lead. And I understand you want to be cautious.
Good bunt by Cabrera. Using those wheels to get on base.
I understand you want to be cautious, but let's go back a year after he had the Tommy John surgery. He worked really hard so that he could pitch in September last year because he didn't want to go into the winter wondering if he could come back next season. So he worked really hard to pitch in September last year, and he did, and he pitched well, and he came into this year. And I think by all accounts, I think he's thrown the ball extremely well. And now to not give him an opportunity to participate with his teammates, I think sends a bad message. If this was what you wanted to do, I think they could have handled it a little bit better, not let us all know what was going on. I can tell you this, if they sat him down today and told him they were shutting him down, I would suspect it got pretty heated in that room today. Because Steven Strasburg is
him better than
the
anybody.
most competitive guy you want to meet. I mean, and I'm sure he probably went down struggling, went down fighting as they tried to take that baseball out of his hand. But I just think the kid deserves a chance. If he
Absolutely.
wants to pitch, deserves a chance to pitch.
All that hard work and innings pitched and winning those 14, 15 games and looking at the standings where it's looking pretty solid right now for the Nats.
So now what's he supposed to do? He's supposed to sit in the dugout and cheer his teammates on? Let's go, fellas. I wish I could help you, but
That's called foul after that ball bounced off a home plate. But I get that too. And you know, the thing is too, I mean, everybody says, well, he's going to be around for a while. He's going to have a chance to pitch in the postseason again. Says who?
That's what I said. Everybody
who?
thinks they're a lock to make the playoffs, but I see stranger things happen in 23 games.
That's true.
And the fact that he's not going to be, pitching these last 23 games, I mean, I totally suspect that they're going to make it, but there's no guarantee that that's what's going to happen.
You're right.
Atlanta Braves might get hot and roll off like Colorado did 20 in a row, and the next thing you know, you're the wild card team and you got a one-game playoff. And
foul ball there at the plate, so that is a strikeout as Casey Kelly fails to advance the runner. We're in the Padres clubhouse before the ball game, and Luke Gregerson had some thoughts on that subject.
I would not be happy. Let's just put it that way. I could say some other things that I don't want to say right now, but I don't think it's good for baseball. I don't think it's good for him. I don't think it's good for their organization. And I think that a contending team, you're going to the playoffs, and I know Strasburg, I would assume, like any athlete, is a competitor and wants to be out there and helping his team like he's been doing all year, and I think that's what he should be doing.
Some strong comments, and hey, as a guy that pitches and could be in that situation, he's got some strong opinions.
I'm trying to put myself in Steven's shoes. Imagine how tough it would be, gauging by the way Tony describes him as such a competitor, how tough it is to bite his lip and not say anything. I mean, put yourself in his spot.
I have.
They're taking the ball away from me.
Yeah.
I have. And when he was at San Diego State before his junior year, I sat him down and I told him, I said, there are going to be things about the game sometimes that you're just not going to understand. And how you handle it, people will remember for the rest of your career.
That's a great point.
And you know what? All the things that have happened, remember the hype when he was coming out of San Diego State? Nobody thought he could be this good, and all of that. He's handled all that stuff the way you expect a professional to handle it. And this situation today, I'm sure, is no different. Now, on the inside, I know he's churning. I'm churning, and I don't have anything to do with it. So I know on the inside, I know he's churning, but on the outside, he's handled it as well as you could expect anybody to handle.
Now, my question is this. As an organization, knowing that you're contending right now, and you've known for a while, I mean, they've been in first place for a while in that division, scale it back, skip them every once in a while to make sure that the innings don't get to the point where you have to do this to them before the playoffs start.
Well, the other factor is that if they are fortunate enough to get to the playoffs, that's where you want to see a guy like Strasburg.
Absolutely.
Pitch. You want to see him face the best teams. And see if he can handle, all the things that come with that.
What happens if it comes down to a one-game playoff and Strasburg's on the shelf?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Checks on that one.
Let's see. John Lannon, Steven, and nothing against John Lannon.
Gio Gonzalez, they get some good arms over there. Gio Gonzalez and Zimmerman.
But he can only pitch once every fifth day.
I know. But I think, maybe you have an argument between who's your number one, Gio Gonzalez and Steven Strasburg. But
and don't forget, your opinions are welcome here as well. Text A or B to 777-888. Superfan sitting to my left is circling no once again. And we'll certainly have the results for you in the postgame show. Vote early and vote often.
Just like Chicago.
Exactly. So again, remember that standard rates do apply. I don't want to get you in trouble there. And a full count.
Anyway, not trying to influence anybody.
Fan of New Orleans, huh?
Yeah.
NFL Sunday coming up, of course. It's good. Nice to let that know. If you found out some good pitches here.
And getting that pitch count up. That's number 41 from Miley.
Up to 41. Northfield with a single and a run scored back in the first. And he takes just out of the zone high for ball 4.
They make it hurt Logan Forsythe. According to the Fox tracks, a high strike. But Mike Everett, the home plate umpire, not giving it to him.
Kirk Gibson, a little stomach churner right there on that pitch.
I don't know if he's arguing with home plate umpire Mike Everett, or he's just letting Montero know that Cabrera is a guy that will run. We talked about Miley one looking guys at second base.
And there he goes, as predicted. And the trail man moves up 90 feet.
What were we talking about last inning? Happened sooner than later. We talked about Miley being a one-looker.
It's just a straight delay steal. This isn't a straight steal. See him bouncing off. It's just delay steal. Johnson's late cover in third, and then DeNorthia on the backside, he delays steal and steals second. So now you got two guys in scoring position.
That's number 29 for Cabrera, number 10 for DeNorthia.
We've seen Cabrera steal home. We've seen the delay steal.
Big cut there by Forsythe.
Still, though, the one look, Tony, wouldn't it still help on the delay? Because then you could be really aggressive on your secondary.
Yeah, because all he's doing is bouncing. He's giving the impression that he's just trying to get a good secondary lead. And he bounces off 2 or 3 times, and boom, you take off. Johnson doesn't even realize he's trying to steal third. Watch Cabrera on this play right here. He's getting off. It looks like it's a secondary lead. Couple of bounces, and boom, he takes off. Johnson's late cover in third. DeNorthia sees that. He goes to second. That's just good baseball.
Now Forsythe, a chance to really make it pay off. Too close to take with 2 strikes. Eight hits in his last 6 games.
You know what's interesting? I find interesting. Will Miley tried to pitch him up in the zone now. Yeah. Now that he hit that ball to center field his first at bat, nearly picked it off the ground with the fastball. I'm guessing changeup. Something that looks like a fastball. Look at all those pitches there. 4 pitches up in the zone.
And that's what it was. It was a slider that time. Off speed, and it swung on a miss there by Forsythe. 3-2 is the Diamondbacks lead in the 3rd inning. Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by PETCO, where the healthy pets go. Looking out over downtown San Diego. We're on a beautiful Saturday night. Padres down a run 3-2 as we head to the top of inning number 3 here at PETCO Park. Aaron Hill will lead off here against Casey Kelly. Gets ahead with the curve. Hill popped out his first time to Everett Cabrera at shortstop. Finals around Major League Baseball, top of your screen. Big one right there. Dodgers beat the Giants 3-2. 4.5 game lead now for San Francisco over the Dodgers in the division.
Been watching the other league. Baltimore's playing really good baseball. White Sox trying to hold off the Tigers here. Looks like the Angels are starting to make another run at that wild card. Again, I just think the last 3 weeks are going to be amazing.
The curve this time foul down the third base side.
Some serious scoreboard watching, especially with that second wild card. You betcha.
Tigers down 3-0 after the White Sox have already won their game in the Central Division battle. Orioles leading those Yankees 5-2 in the 7th.
Orioles been
high fly ball to deep left. That's going to send Guzman back to the track at the wall. He runs out of room. That is a home run for Aaron Hill. So Hill hits his 22nd and a 4-2 Diamondbacks lead.
Well, he had him in the hole too, guys. 1 and 2 to Aaron Hill. He wants it inside, and you know, a big indication when we see pitches from center field, you see the catcher's glove move. That ball leaked up over the heart of the plate, and not too many times Aaron Hill's going to miss a pitch like that.
So Kelly has given up a couple of home runs here early on. One of them was to this guy, Kubel, his first time to the plate, 2-run shot. But Hill is having an amazing year for this ball club. I think he was acquired last year in the middle of the year. Kelly Johnson was hitting a bunch of home runs, but Kevin Towers decided, hey, I want Aaron Hill. They got him from Toronto. Quietly becoming one of the better second basemen in the National League. That's hit a long way down the right field line toward the foul pole, and that ball is gone. So back-to-back homers here by the Diamondbacks in this third inning. It is now 5-2. Number 29 for Kubel.
It's just a hanging breaking ball, and at this level, you just cannot make a mistake like this. It's just, you know, belt high breaking ball. And Jason Kubel hits this ball right down the line, and it's not that hard when you get them elevated like that.
So Hill and Kubel go back to back. Multi-homer game for Kubel. And Cabrera off balance and not in time. Goldschmidt hustling down the line and beats it out.
Very close at first base. I think Everett Cabrera does everything he can to try to make the good play here. Oof. Well, that's very close. Huh?
Very close. Yeah.
What do you think? I think he got him though. I mean, it was it was inches.
Tie goes to the runner.
Those long strides of Goldschmidt, it looked like he hit just the very front part of the bag, and his foot wasn't really on it all the way yet.
I agree.
Yeah, let's face it. That's a tough call for any umpire.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
And we see it in super slow motion. He's got to call it at regular speed. And the thing about umpires, they never even, they don't look, even when they're wrong, they sell it to you like they're
you got to
right.
sell it.
You
Absolutely,
gotta sell it.
no question.
Be authoritative and look at.
Well, that bat went for a ride. Everybody's all right over there, right behind the Padres dugout. Looks like everybody's okay. I hope.
All right.
Looks like she may have gotten it in the knee, but a big smile indicates that she's okay.
Nice little souvenir to take home.
Yeah.
She can use that as a cane when she walks home out of the ballpark because her knee's hurting. It's all about being resourceful.
Absolutely.
Beautiful sunset tonight.
Nice cloud patterns too. What'd you call it yesterday? Watercolor?
Looked like a watercolor painting the other night. Yeah.
Adam leaning with Goldschmidt back on the bag. Another throw to first.
Paul Goldschmidt going with the batting gloves untied as he runs the bases. Now, did he have them laced up when he was hitting?
I think he did. Just wide of the bag. Those are still some guys that run the bases with their batting gloves clenched in their hand, like they make fists so that you don't jam your fingers out. You don't jam your fingers.
Drop your hand into the dirt.
Well, see, if you slide correctly, though, your hands shouldn't even come close.
Correct.
To the ground.
Most guys don't.
I know. See, that's the thing. A lot of guys don't know how to slide properly.
I didn't.
Really?
I had a hand guard that I wore my whole career.
Wow.
I kept it in my back pocket every time I got on. I put my hand guard on because when I slid, I dragged my hand on the dirt.
Got him looking. Nice pitch right there on a fastball. Came back over the plate. First out. And our Saquon Daycation strikeout. Highlight of our game right there against Miguel Montero.
Good downward plane. Good late action on the inside part of the plate to put him away.
Brain trust of the San Diego Padres looking on at their youngster Casey Kelly. Falling behind 5-2 in this third inning. He's given up 3 home runs. Upton missed a couple of games against the Padres that last time through Phoenix with some leg injuries. Right at the knees. Good location.
He's another one of those guys that hadn't had good numbers against the Padres. Done a good job keeping him in check. Well, he had a base hit earlier tonight.
Sun shining off the buildings here as the sun begins to set in San Diego. String nicely on that curveball. It's 1-2. Upton kind of an enigma. All the talent in the world. Sometimes doesn't show it. I'm sure that drives Kirk Gibson absolutely crazy.
I would suspect that's why, you know, before the deadline, you kind of heard his name out there a little bit. I mean, you're talking about a guy coming off a year that he had last year, leading these guys to the playoffs. He's up to 270, but for a long time, he was way below that.
Right back up the middle. Goldschmidt thinking about third. He heads there. Here comes the throw by Maben. It's going to be cut off. They throw back behind and not in time with Upton getting back to the bag. So runners on at the corners now. And only one away. On that single by Upton, his second hit. And Buddy Black coming out of the dugout. He's wasting no time. He is going to make a change here in this third inning. So Casey Kelly gives up 5 and responsible for the runners on at the corners at first and third with 1 out. Here in the third inning, Miles Michaelis will come out of that Padres center field bullpen and replace Casey Kelly. Can't waste too much time. It's a 5-2 game. Diamondbacks in front. Trivia question. Let's think about this one for a little bit. Ken Caminetti set the Padres club record for RBI in a season in 1996. How many runs batted in did he have? Think about that for a little while. We'll come back with the answer a little bit later.
And the crowd here getting down with a little Sugar Hill gang.
I got nothing on you, though.
A little Apache. Jump on it.
You were jumping all over.
He was all over the place.
Big fan.
We might have to bring some video back. I know they had the cameras going. All of
a sudden I turned to my left and Tony was gone.
It's like, wow.
So here's Michaelis. Runners at the corners here. Shallow fly ball to right. Not even tagging up is Goldschmidt as Norfia makes the catch. Runners hold at first and third. Big second out for the Padres here in this third inning.
Yeah, damage control for Miles Michaelis. A chance for him to keep him in the ball game and possibly walk away with a W. You never know what's going to happen. But you love those early outs. 1 pitch, 1 out from Michaelis. And he wants to leave those inherited runners out there for Casey Kelly.
So a tough night. And his third big league start for Casey Kelly. But I guarantee you, with the tutelage of Buddy Black and also Darren Balsley, he's going to learn something from this one.
Yep.
I think he missed too much in the zone.
Tonight, yeah. I mean, in Colorado the other day, he gave him a bunch of cheap hits, broken bats, got in some kitchens. They dropped some balls in front of outfielders. You know, today he just too many mistakes in the middle of the plate that the breaking ball to Kugel, the last home run.
Big breaking curve.
I'd like to welcome Jay Leno. Oh, that's the Friar, my bad.
Missed upstairs. 2-1. Jake Elmore. Young kid, shortstop, replacing Stephen Drew, who was dealt after the trade deadline to the Oakland A's.
Hey, Oakland's been a surprise too, guys.
In toward the gap in left center field. That will not be caught. Goldschmidt will score. Upton being waved. Cabrera will chug it toward the plate. One hop throw, and they are going to get Upton at home. Matt Williams was windmilling him home, but it looked like Upton did not get a good break toward third or around the bag. And Cabrera able to throw him out at the plate on a play that will go 7-6-2. And the inning is over. Good tag right there by Yasmani Grandal. A run did score. It's now 6-2 Diamondbacks.
And a couple changes in the swing that he's worked on with Phil and Alonso that I think he's benefited from, and I think just a little bit more aggressive early in the count he's benefited from. But there's no doubt he's swinging the bat great from both sides. The confidence is high. I think that he's a guy that's always seen the ball. He sees the ball. He's got good strike zone judgment.
That is our Geico quote of the week or the game by Skipper Bud Black, talking about Chase Headley, who last night he definitely saw the ball on both sides of the play, hitting 2 dingers, 4 RBI in the game too. And that second home run, guys, marked the Padres as a team their 100th home run on the season. Who said you can't hit home runs here at PETCO Park? I didn't, gentlemen.
We won't accuse you of that. No, we didn't hear you say that.
But, the gentleman sitting to my right, Tony Gwynn, the Hall of Famer, that's something that he has talked about his whole career and after his career, is seeing the ball out of the hand. And when hitters are doing that extremely well, the results are there.
I think we see some homers tonight, haven't we? Saw some last night.
Yep.
I remember you telling me, Tony, last year, and when the subject came up again about this ballpark, that a line drive is going to play in any ballpark.
In America. College, high school, major leagues. When you come to a park like this, and you see all this room out there, and that should be your thought. I'm going to get a good pitch to hit, and I'm going to hit a line drive somewhere, and the lower the trajectory, the harder it's going to be to catch it. It's not rocket science. It ain't that difficult.
2-0 here on Grandal after a lead walk to Headley. Grandal, a switch hitter from this right side against the left-hand thrower Wade Miley. Missed low.
Good discipline this at bat.
That's how you get back into this game.
Yeah.
You make Miley throw strikes. Chase Headley, he didn't chase anything out of the zone. And it's easy to do right now because you think you're going to get a fastball here, 3-1.
And ball 4. So the first 2 men reach via base on balls. Good start for the Padres here in this 3rd inning. Let's answer our AT&T trivia question. Asked you moments ago, Ken Caminiti setting the Padres club record for RBI in a season in 1996. How many did he have? The answer is 130.
That's a great year. 130 runs batted in.
Players would say that's a lot of stakes.
Yeah, what's the most you've had in a season, Tony?
119. That's the only time I ever drove in 100.
How ironic. 119.
So I know what Chase is thinking. You want to hurry up and get there.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it anymore. You want to hurry up and get there.
So GUZMAN came through with that big 2-run double his last time up. And again missing. 9 of the last 10 pitches have been out of the strike zone from Wade Miley.
Once again, GUZMAN has to be patient. And Tony, this is where I've always thought in a pitcher in Miley's situation here, 2 walks, ball 1, even if strike 1, that you're okay.
Yeah.
Right? Strike 1 is okay in this situation. Because he might still get a little tentative to where he throws one of those pitches off the plate, then it's 2-1 in your favor.
Yeah. But again, you got to trust what you do. Okay, you take one. Because a lot of young hitters will say, I know I'm getting one here, where it was 1-0. So I know I'm going to get one.
So they commit before they even get it.
So you commit to it instead of saying, hey, he's the one in trouble. I know I'm going to get something good to hit here.
And GUZMAN got something to hit. Center field. Eaton chasing back. Makes the catch at the warning track. Tagging up from second, heading to third now is Headley. And scampering back to first base is Grandal. Everybody thought that was going to get over the head of Eaton. But he tracked it down on the warning track. And a hard hit out number 1.
I'll be honest with you guys, I thought that ball had a chance of getting out as soon as it was hit.
That's a nice play by Adam Eaton out in center field. GUZMAN kind of got it towards the end of the bat. And Eaton put his head down and went back and caught this ball on the warning track.
And he's blowing a bubble in the process of eyeing this one and making the grab. I thought he had it.
Thought didn't have a chance, as you said. Off the bat, it sounded good. So Headley's at third now, first and third for Alonso. And a strike. How rare is it that Wade Miley walks 3 batters in a game? Well, in his previous 24 starts, he hadn't allowed more than 2. That was the longest active streak in baseball this season, which is now over.
Miley just beats Alonso inside with a good fastball.
Got him looking. Painted the outside corner.
Yeah, looks like a pretty good pitch. Yeah. Right on the outside corner, about knee high. Peek inside the glove of Miley. Looked like a 4-seam fastball. And Montero sticks it right on the outside corner.
So it'll be up to Cameron Maben. Headley standing at third. And Grandal at first. And Maben gets into one at the center. But that's not going to travel. As Eaton will get underneath it and make the grab. And the inning has come to an end. So a couple of walks do not haunt Miley. It's still 6-2 Arizona. Chiquan's delicious all-you-can-eat surf and turf buffet with prime rib, crab legs, and over 100 selections is only $20.95. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. For more information, visit Lexus.com. To the fourth, and a 6-2 lead for Arizona. What a beautiful night for baseball here in Southern California. And thanks for tuning in wherever you might be viewing us here tonight. Miles Michaelis, in relief of Casey Kelly, gets ahead of his mound opponent Wade Miley. Padres had a chance to kind of chip away in that third inning, but stranded them at the corners. It's almost deflating when you think about it now. I'm sitting here in the booth thinking, how many times now have they come through with men at third base in less than 2 outs? We just have gotten so used to that as Miley takes a call third. And a 6-2 lead for Arizona here in the fourth. Sunday, September 9th, Military Family Appreciation Day presented by USAA here at Petco Park. Of course, that's tomorrow. Join your Padres as we salute the families of the armed services. Get to the park early. Special pregame ceremony before the Padres take on these D-backs at 1:05. Tickets right now, Padres.com, 619-795-5555. To all those men and women bravely serving our country, both now and in our past, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Eaton takes a strike on the curve.
Andy, to get back to your point regarding the runner on second base or third base with less than 2 outs and trying to come through, but you know, with the way Miley's been throwing this year, it's a different customer out there on the hill.
And early in the season, we got so used to thinking, okay, there's no way that this runner's going to get from third base because they were just struggling as a ball club. But now you kind of get conditioned to thinking, all right, how are they going to come through now? When they don't, it kind of sticks out at you now.
It's early.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying it's over by any stretch, but you know, you start to think about that. You start to think in that pattern.
You can't help it.
We get spoiled.
Yeah, well, you know, I was sitting at home watching in April and May, and I thought to myself, "Ooh, it's going to be a long year." And again, a couple of moves, a few changes, bring up Cabrera, trade for Amarista. Guys start to get it. The light, you know, start to figure it out. And, you know, at that point, who would have thought we'd be, 9 games under 500 at this point?
And only 3 games behind Arizona.
Only 3 games behind Arizona. And so, you just got to put your faith in these guys that they're going to continue to get better. And I said about a month ago, you get to this point in the season and you're starting to play your best baseball. You really don't want the season to end. You really wish it was a little bit longer. Now, as announcers, we don't feel that way sometimes. But from a player's standpoint, you want to keep building, keep continuing to play good baseball.
Right back up the middle on a 2-2 pitch and a single for Adam Eaton, his second hit today. After going 1 for 5 last night, playing in just his 4th big league game.
Eaton's been pretty impressive here.
Looked like he was fooled on that Michaelis curveball. That curveball kind of just rolled up there.
It's out in front of that, but he stayed back enough to hit it back up the middle.
So here's Aaron Hill, that averaged back over 300 after the solo homer. The first of back-to-back homers by the Diamondbacks in the third. Wound up being a 3-run inning. Cabrera flipped to Forsythe, and no return as Forsythe was taken out, and he might be hurt. Shaking up a bit is Forsythe on the hard slide by Adam Eaton. He'll get congratulations from Kirk Gibson, first man to greet him in that dugout.
It wasn't a sharply. Oh, he got spiked. Oh, coming in, spikes up. Oh, hey now.
How do we remember it?
Yeah, that's our guy out there now.
You remember it. try to take
Hey,
him
you know
out.
what? And I'll say this. Remember last night? Remember the good, hard, old-fashioned baseball slide? I think it was Justin Upton. Remember? Was it last night? Where he went in hard to second base and took out Cabrera, and then he regained his composure and threw him out at first?
Yeah.
Good, clean slide. He purposely, his feet were down. That kind of looked,
You can't stick your bottom of your cleats into somebody's leg. You got to.
Those cleats were definitely going up. Yep.
Yeah, you want to take him out. You want to.
And I don't play that game.
Okay. All right, Mud.
Start going in like that to my guy out there at second base. I get a little ticked.
All right.
Scatter those guys in the bullpen. Talking about that slide last night, bud.
Yeah, and watch Upton. This is a great slide. I mean, he went in straight to the bag, feet down. Cabrera regains his composure to complete the double play.
So he went past the bag. But he didn't go cleats first. Here's what happened on this one. That cleat is going right into Logan Forsythe's leg on the inside.
Exactly. I mean, it was like he was going for it.
Yeah. And so.
Because he could have very easily went straight for the bag.
Should have gone straight to the bag.
Well, we'll pay extra attention the next time Adam Eaton decides to come to the plate in this game. There's Jason Kubel. A couple of homers today. A new career high for him, by the way, with 29 on the season. A young player trying to impress some teammates probably with a hard slide. And
I don't think he meant any malice by it. It's just that's what happened. He cleated. He cleated Forsythe inside the bag. You want to try to take him out, but you don't want to use the bottom of your shoe in order to help you do it.
Gets him looking. And a great curveball on the outside corner. Kubel rung up. 6-2. Arizona at the bottom of the fourth. Over with the training staff getting into the clubhouse. Take a look at that leg.
Stay tuned.
There's a pretty good chance he's got to cut something on his leg.
So Cabrera leading off. Good swing, but a foul. Cabrera stole his team leading 29th base Part of a double steal earlier in the game. Two-one pitch at the end of the bat, and into no big turn, but he'll hang on at first base. Lead man aboard.
Hit this right off the end, put it in the perfect spot.
And with the way this game's going, Miles Michaelis up there to get him over. He'll get an at-bat. Got to chew up some innings, huh?
Oh yeah.
As a reliever, he doesn't get an opportunity to practice this that much. Dropping a bunt down, so
that's why in the limited time that you have, pitchers hitting at home, they don't hit on the road unless you're starting that day. You got to really make time and hone your skills when it comes to sacrifice bunting. You're in slam range, down by 4. You get that runner over, you get a base knock, make it 6-3.
And Michaelis down on strikes. 4 strikeouts now for Wade Miley.
Hey, Sunday, September 16th, coming up next weekend when the Rockies visit Petco Park. It's Lucha Libre Day right here at Petco Park. Come to the park for a special meet and greet, an autograph session with El Hijo del Santo. That's the son of Del Santo, son of the saint. And the Blue Demon. 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Meet and greet, autographs. Get your tickets now at Padres.com or get on the horn, 619-795-5555. El Hijo del Santo.
My high school team's nickname was the Blue Demons.
Really?
Yeah. The old Maine East Blue Demons.
Yeah.
If I can remember that far back. Quick throw over.
Tony, what high school did you go to?
Long Beach Poly. The Long Beach Poly Jackrabbits.
The Jackrabbits?
Yeah.
I've never heard that one before.
You were going to ask it, though.
Mud?
And you Mud?
Joliet Catholic Hilltoppers. Or the Hillmen.
Okay.
What's that logo look like?
You know what? Ours was a victory light on the top because our school kind of sat up on a hill, hence the name. And it was a round cylinder type with pillars. It's really a neat looking logo if you look at it.
Ours was a jackrabbit with Converse on.
Really? The Chucks? Wearing the Chucks?
That's good.
The Jackrabbits.
And ours had the top, it looked like kind of like a cone on the top with a cross on top of it. And when the team won, you lit up the victory light and everybody could see it.
Ours was a cartoon demon and like a shield. That was the logo.
Awesome.
Good to remember those days.
It's great, Andy.
The 1-2 pitch coming up here to Northview. Hey, instead of throw to first. It's a good thing I didn't break into my, Bruce Springsteen. I could have started singing about glory days. I'll pass you by.
In the wink of a young girl's eye.
Amen.
Did the Jackrabbit have a nickname?
Yeah, I can't remember. This is like
nice loyalty time.
Sorry, man. This is only like 35 years ago.
You had Monty Montezuma, right?
Monty Montezuma at San Diego State.
Can't remember.
He's not there anymore. We don't use Monty.
Oh, my bad.
Anymore.
I don't want to offend anybody.
Don't want to do that. But as an old-time Aztec, I'm allowed to talk about it.
Gotcha.
We don't sport the logo anymore at San Diego State.
Got it. It's Fear the Spear now, right? Is that what it is?
something like that.
Padres making Miley work a little bit here in this 4th inning.
For a guy with a 4-run lead, he sure is pitching cautiously, isn't he?
Very concerned about Cabrera at first base. Into right center. Upton's got it. Cabrera went back to try to at least force a throw and did that. He'll scamper back to the bag. So now 2 outs. Here comes Logan Forsythe. 6-2 Arizona. Forsythe with a single, a run scored. He has also struck out tonight. Trying to get on base ahead of Chase Headley. Again, a throw over.
See, it was the right shin area for Logan Forsythe that got spiked at second base on that turn?
Pretty sure you're right. Deep fly ball, left center field. Eaton is chasing. He looks up. This one's gone. Logan Forsythe, a 2-run homer. Padres right back in the game at 6-4. Well, that's a little revenge.
Would you just like his throat? A little bit of force behind that swing right there. Got to sneak a piece of cheese on the inside half. Goes it to the Padre bullpen.
And now Headley up. Takes ball 1.
One of the shorter strokes of the baseball that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, very quick.
And they measured that home run at 418 feet.
Did Justin Hatcher catch that home run?
How about that catch by Hatch yesterday out there in that bullpen?
Hatch is the man. He can do it all. Caught Headley's yesterday, correct?
Calm, cool, and collected. Logan Forsythe. Now it's 2-2. The chase to 100 continues. 98. Runs batted in for Chase Headley. Picked nicely there by Johnson. Straightens up and throws out Headley. And that's the inning. So Logan Forsythe turned a negative into a positive. And he got spiked right there by Adam Eaton. And then takes a chunk out of this baseball. 2-run homer. Padres right back in it. 6-4 Diamondbacks. We head to the 5th.
way since the beginning of the year. Guys that have been here, guys like Chase Headley, doing things that he's been capable of doing. It's all finally coming together for him. We got a lot of young guys out there on the field right now that are transitioning and learning how to play at the major league level for the first time. Catcher, second base, first base, shortstop. You can go through, there's a lot of guys at one time figuring this out, and they're all doing a great job.
Head coach Phil Plantier. That one lifted into right, and Denorfia with it the whole time. Now number 1.
He makes a great point, guys. We touched upon it last night. And one individual that really sticks out, and I had to do a little double take because we've heard so much about him. He's playing every day as a Padre, but going into this year, Yonder Alonso only had 116 at-bats at the big league level.
Yeah, toward the tail end of last year with Cincinnati.
So they're still trying to figure it out, and they are playing the game quite nicely.
Yep. And even the guys who have been around, when you add up their at-bats, Venable, Maven, Hundley. Not that many, not a whole lot.
117 at-bats. I shortchanged them more for Yonder. Yeah, Cameron Maven's still getting it.
They're going to figure it out.
It's interesting. We were talking yesterday with General Manager Josh Burns about the job that Darren Balsley has done with the pitching staff, with all the guys he's had to shuffle in and out of that bullpen and also into the starting rotation. The same thing can be said for Phil Plantier and also the assistant hitting coach Alonzo Powell, with all the position players that they have dealt with this year, and try to get everybody on that same page and to make sure everybody succeeds at this level.
52 players this year have suited up and stepped foot on the field for the Padres.
And this gig is not an easy gig.
Front three of the bench coach, also the right-hand man of Buddy Black.
So is there anything better than, and I really enjoy this, walking into that coach's office with Dave Roberts, Glenn Hoffman, Rick Renteria, Darren Balsley, Alonzo Powell, Phil Plantier, Jimmy Jones, Griffin Benedict, Justin Hatcher. I mean,
you can tell they care.
They do. It's a great group.
In order for these young guys to be successful, you've got to have a group like this group who are willing to work, willing to put in the extra time to help these young guys try to figure it out and get better. And they've all done a great job this year.
Big breaking curveball right there, and a swing and a miss by Montero, 2 away.
Hey, a quick inning here for Michaelis. Get right back in there. The old hammer, nose to toes. Montero out in front of it just a little bit, but good break. I love the old 12-6 curveball.
It's a pitch you don't see much these days. Nope. I think you referenced it yesterday too. You're talking about that article done by Bill Center in the Union Tribune about Buddy Black, the day in the life of the manager.
Right.
But the thing that kind of stuck out to me is kind of echoing the point you're making about this coaching staff. Buddy Black's not a dictator. He doesn't walk in there and say, okay, this is how we're doing it. Right. This is my way, or we're doing it this way no matter what you guys say. He wants input from these guys. Yeah. And they're pulling on the same end of the rope,
Absolutely.
He lets coaches coach.
Buddy being a heck of a big league pitcher, right? To tell Darren Balsley, hey, he might have some input, but to tell Darren Balsley, hey, this is your gig, big boy. Have at it. Do what you want. I mean, that tells you something about what Buddy and how he trusts, like you said, Andy, his coaching staff.
Way outside by Michaelis. Came in relief of Casey Kelly in the 3rd inning.
He's doing a great job of eating up some innings here. The only bad thing he's done is he didn't get the sacrifice down. Other than that,
deep drive to center field, and Maven just turns and watches this one way out of here, up on the second level of the batting eye. A Line drive, home run to dead center by Justin Upton, 7-4 Arizona.
You don't see a whole lot of them end up where this one did. Cameron Maven knew from the minute that ball was hit that he had no chance of catching it.
He had him 1-2 as well. Couldn't put him away. There's that talent you were talking about earlier, Andy.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he's 3 for 3 tonight.
Look out.
That was a curveball, the old number 2 from Michaelis.
Did not offer. And it's 2-1. There's Johnson, mid-season acquisition as well. Three and 1 on Johnson, acquired from the Astros. There is ball 4. So a 2-out walk. Time now for our Home Depot doing more on defense. Well, a single by Elmore. A good relay. 7-6-2. Cuts down Justin Upton at home plate. That play originally ruled a double for Elmore. Has been changed to a single for what it's worth if you're keeping score. And a run batted in, but the second run cut down at home plate.
You know, YASMANI GRANDAL, he went to that baseball rather than letting the baseball come to him. And I think that was the difference in that play. He kind of went out in front of home plate a little bit to get it, planted that left foot in front of home plate, and then quickly made the swipe tag to get Upton.
Off the end of the bat into shallow right, racing in now to Norvia, has to play it out of bounds. The swing may have fooled him a bit, but that ball came right off the end of the bat and into shallow right.
Tony, you've played right field many, many years. We all know that, being the Hall of Famer you are. And how many times did a swing like that fool you to where you look at a swing, the big swing, but it's off the end of the bat?
A lot. And, you know, here at PETCO, you got to play a little bit deeper because you got more ground to cover. So you're less apt to want to sell out on one of those balls that's going to fall in front of you. And so Mr. Norvia looked like he was going to come in and make a diving attempt, but
Miley, the next batter, rolls out on the first pitch, and the inning is over. But the Diamondbacks add on to get the homer by Upton and lead 7-4. San Diego's coverage of the Padres with MLB.com at-bat 12. That's an application for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and a whole bunch more. Text at-bat to 31826 or visit Padres.com to get all the details.
I've got it.
Yeah, I've got on my iPad and my iPhone.
In fact, I think I got that idea from you, Andy, before we started talking about it. A great app to have.
Keeps us updated on all the other scores from around baseball as well. Taking it a ball game here on a Saturday night in San Diego. She was texting at bat to 31826 right there to check out MLB.com's at bat 12 app.
Yeah, he did. Did you see him set up in the stretch and then say, wait a minute, and there's nobody on. Let me go through the line.
Yeah, it's kind of.
He was anticipating. Here comes a one hit in the air, and I tell you what, Upton had a hard time adjusting to the lights and then ended up making a tremendous catch out in right center field. He didn't know where that ball was and then spotted it at the last moment and made the catch.
This wasn't the greatest route in the world, but he still comes up with a nice catch. And you gotta be careful when you fall on your hands like this.
Yeah, watch his elbow going to the ground. That's where shoulder situation.
Here is Jesus Guzman. A couple of runs batted in back in the first inning. Getting a chance to play the last couple of nights with Carlos Quentin out of the lineup. Strike on the outside corner. Again, if you were with us earlier, we mentioned that Buddy Black indicated again it was the right knee irritation, that they don't think it's a big situation. They just want to quiet it down and make sure that Carlos is okay, playing consecutive games. He has meant so much to this lineup.
Yeah.
And let's not fool ourselves that a lot of Chase Headley's success can be directly attributed to him being in the lineup, just swing and a miss.
Chase openly talks about that too. Having a guy like Quentin batting behind him, it means he's going to get a better diet of pitches to hit.
And it's probably hard for the casual fan to even understand how one guy missing from your lineup or one guy added to your lineup can mean that much.
Huge.
Yeah.
But you get different pitches.
Yeah.
That is rolled to first base. And taken to the bag by Goldschmidt. Padres go in order. 7-4 Arizona. Diamondbacks scoring some runs in the first, second, and third against Casey Kelly. And earlier in this ballgame in the fourth inning, he referenced this play on an Aaron Hill ground ball. Adam Eaton, the young center fielder, coming in, spikes up against Logan FORSYTHE. And we said let's watch the next time that Eaton comes to the plate. And that time is now.
Yeah, and I said it was his right shin. It was actually his left, so I stand corrected. That was spiked, as Brad Boxberger now will toe the slab and get an inning or two of work. Like to see the walks go down. 14 walks and 16 plus innings of work.
Coming off a good outing, though, against the Dodgers. Maybe his best outing of the year. So, new baseball being put into play. Reason for the delay. So here's Eaton. Here from Boxberger is high. Kirk Gibson intently staring at his young hitter, Adam Eaton. Maybe wondering along with us what might happen. A big swing and a miss. It's 2-1.
Well, nothing but fastballs right now from Boxberger.
Well, Eaton there 2-0. He was aggressive on that 2-0 pitch. He's not suspecting anything.
93 on the fastball from Boxberger.
You know, you look at the score, only down by 3. You don't want to start any rallies or anything like that, you know, by.
I was kind of thinking that in the back of my mind with a 3-run game. Yeah. You want to automatically put a guy on first base. Or do you want to wait maybe till later in the game, or maybe even tomorrow? These things have been known to carry on a couple days.
I'm sure Logan FORSYTHE's had a say in it too. You know how big a cut that is on his leg.
Emergency hack right there.
Well, one of the things Boxberger had to do when he went down, and Darren Balsley, Bud Black, they always preach to the pitchers, and you know what I'm going to say, guys. Work on location of the fastball. We saw the walks. Right, 14 walks in 16 plus innings. You know, at the big league level, over the long haul, it's not going to cut it.
Got him on a high changeup. Eaton's still standing in the batter's box. Now will slowly walk toward the dugout.
I like it. And you know what? Fox Tracks likes it as well. It's on the top line.
Did you get that call a lot, Mutt, when you pitched?
Come on, please. No, I did not.
So
either it was taken
what's
for a,
different? What's different?
The strike zone? You talking about the
no,
strike
I'm talking
zone?
about what's different. You didn't get that when you pitched. Why do you want to get it now? Because technically in the book it's a strike. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I think more of those pitches should be called strikes.
Okay, that's fine. I just don't think majority of umpires call that enough. Call it a strike enough for it to be called a strike.
So you being a hitter agree with that?
If they're going to call that a strike, then call it a strike. My thing was always learning the umpires and what they perceived was a ball or a strike. It wasn't necessarily the guy on the hill. It's the guy behind the plate. What was he going to call? You know, in our day, you knew Harry Wendelstedt would give you a little, and Charlie Williams would give you a lot. And it was up to me to know which guy, what he was going to give each guy out there on the hill. So if you're going to call that, because remember back probably towards the end of your career, like, middle 90s, they had made this statement they were going to start call a high strike a strike. They were going to call that ball that's belt high a strike.
They also did that in the early mid 80s as well. It was sort of like cyclical.
And it lasted for all of spring training.
Right.
Guys were getting booted out of the game.
But once the season started, they went right
back. They went right back to calling what they normally call a strike. And I can distinctly remember in spring training taking my tee and stretching it because if they were going to call that a strike, hey, it was going to be harder.
Right.
In spring training, they started calling that a strike, and I'm telling you, guys were getting kicked out of games left and right.
There's a foul.
Here's what I would like to see, guys. As we look at our Fox tracks, I would like to see the umpires call that strike right there, okay? I would rather have them call legitimate zone and then take away the strikes called out here. You know what I'm saying?
Put that zone over the plate and then, like that pitch right there.
Which is a strike. Should be called strike.
High enough? Yes.
Right.
So, again, if you take the Fox tracks and you put it over the plate, if a catcher catches it face mask high, is that a ball or is that a strike?
I think, depending on the size of the hitter.
The size of the hitter? Really?
The height of the hitter?
I'm saying if he catches it face mask high and call it a strike.
He go.
The debate rages on. 7-4 Diamondbacks. Head to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Petco Park. We're asking the question here, are the Nationals making the right decision shutting down Steven Strasburg? As Maven will bounce that one through the middle. Good start for the Padres here in the 6th inning. Back to our poll question for a moment. Are the Nationals making the right decision? 77% of you say no. 23% the Atlanta Braves fans chiming in saying yes. 23%. You can text A or B to 777-888. And the results will come up in the postgame show. Yeah, that's the only people that can really think that this is a good decision. The rest of the National League. So here is Cabrera.
I haven't had a chance to really kind of follow the drama, on TV. I'd been watching ESPN or, getting on the web and trying to go to their site and read what people are saying, but
a little foul.
You would think that the organization, though, they put in a gag order on the players as far as, hey, keep your trap shut regarding this situation.
Do you think they would do that? Well,
yeah,
absolutely they would.
No question.
There's some internal strife in this too, because those guys in that clubhouse know what kind of warrior Strasburg is.
Yeah, they want to win a division.
And they want to win, and they want to win a world championship. And, But you can't just jump out there and just start talking about it, you know.
You know what that's like? That's like playing a poker game and you're getting to the final pot. It's you and another guy, and you get dealt an ace, and the guy goes, sorry, we're going to take that ace back from you. You can't use it this hand.
But I've got to say, this hand, no aces allowed. A good analogy, because he's one of the, if not the ace. It is kind of maddening.
It's unprecedented.
Yeah.
This has never happened before.
We got the Hall of Famer squirming over here.
Oh, I'm fine. I just can't wait to sit down and actually find out what's really happening. You know, in the winter when it's all said and done and the playoffs are over. And he comes back out here and starts to work out. Oh, I can't wait to sit down.
No gag over there. He'll
yeah,
tell you the truth.
I can't wait.
Great stop there by Montero, holding Maven at first.
Can you imagine? Davey Johnson calls you in his office. Sure, Mike Rizzo is there. Maybe Mr. Lerner, their owner, is there. And he said, Steven, son, you've had one heck of a year this year, but we're going to shut you down.
Yeah. You probably hear a lot of crickets chirping at the other end, you know? Waiting for him to contemplate his next statement.
I don't know what you. Hey, look,
I'll tell you the first phone call you're going to make. The contractor to replace the drywall in the manager's office.
Well, besides that, okay, you're going to show your anger, you're going to kick and scream, Mr. Rizzo, I think this is, bleepity bleep, you're going to go off.
Strike out on a change. And one away.
And then ultimately that anger is going to calm down and you're left with the realization, okay, my season's over. What am I going to do?
I think it kind of boils down to it's out of his control, right?
It is out of his control.
What you're saying is be a pro about it, which he is.
Right.
That's the kind of kid he is. It's out of his control, and like you said earlier, and I think you said it quite well, how down the road he's going to look back and say, you know what, I'm kind of proud of myself the way I handled it.
Yeah, and I think people will remember how well he handled it. But that's fine and dandy from the public's point of view and how they feel about you. But again, you're sitting in that locker room come, today's game. Your team is down 6-5. You're in a rain delay. You're down a run, and your team rallies to win 7-6, and you celebrate with your teammates, knowing you're not going to get a chance to compete anymore. You're just going to get your pom-poms out and start cheerleading for your teammates. And you're not going to get a chance to compete anymore. And I don't know about you, but I know that would just, it would feel horrible. Not getting the chance to compete. Not because I'm hurt. Not because I'm not playing well enough, but because my organization is nervous about me, something happening to me down the road.
Mm-hmm. Andy Perino, the pinch hitter. Very interesting story. They were adamant about, though. I mean,
they said it from the beginning.
Through.
Yeah.
Very close pitch right there.
I still think they could have handled it better, but again, it's Mike Rizzo gets paid to make those kind of decisions. He said all year at some point we're going to shut him down, and today was that day. Now we all don't have to be happy about it.
Back up the middle and a center base hit. So Andy Perino off the bench delivering. And now 2 on. And the tying run will come to the plate in the man of Kristen Orfield.
Perino stayed back on that long enough to line that ball back up the middle.
an action in the Diamondback bullpen as we speak. Brian Shaw heating up. So turning that lineup over to the top, and Kirk Gibson with a slow trot, Andy, or walk, I should say, out to the mound.
Right-hander Denorfia at the plate, and Shaw will come in. Pitching change here at Petco. Wade Miley not exactly thrilled with that news as he heads toward the third base dugout. He will depart with a 7-4 lead for the time being, as Denorfia appears to be staying into this game. 7-4 Diamondbacks. Back with more in a moment. Is stewing in that third base dugout. He gives way to Brian Shaw.
A lot of cutters from Brian Shaw, the right-hander, along with a slider, fastball, curve, and a split. 5-pitch pitcher. Inherits 2 runners.
And Denorfia goes the other way. That's a base hit. Extra bases to the corner. Maben is going to score. Being held at third is Perino. It's an RBI double for Denorfia. And the Padres are inching closer. Down a couple, 7-5.
Nice hitting by Denorfia. Like he just took a fastball and went inside out down the right field line. Fastball on outer third. He just goes with it. What the Goldschmidt could do. Just enough to play the McCarron nicely here. One more ricochet off that square ball, and now you're going to get 2 runs in and a man on third.
Forsythe takes an inside slider for a strike. Forsythe, a 2-run homer his last time up. 2 for 3 in the game, and he scored twice. Into short center field, but Hill is out there to make the catch and quickly get the ball back into the infield. That was a tremendous play by the second baseman with his back basically to the infield.
Well, I thought that one had a chance off the bat.
Just looked like it was headed to nowhere in the end.
Yeah, but did you see Hill? He immediately, as soon as that ball was up, off the bat of Forsythe, he turned and sprinted towards shallow right center field to make that grab.
Let's see if they pitch Chase Headley in this situation. I can't believe that they're gonna.
First base open. As the chase to 100. Runs batted in for Headley stands at 98. But don't look now. There are 2 men in scoring position. 1 hit here, and we're talking about a century mark.
Ooh, is that a cross-up? Looked like Montero kind of misjudged.
I believe it was, yeah.
He's not saying anything to Shaw, which surprises me, but that ball almost scooted away from him.
He was looking for a backdoor breaking ball. Instead, he got a backdoor fastball.
And a slider. He swings over top of it. 1-1. Elmore will recover and throw out Headley. And that's it for the Padres here in the 6th inning, but they get a little bit closer. RBI double by the Northfield, 7-5.
Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomeranz with you. Coming up in the post-game show, going to talk about this power shower. This is getting a little ridiculous. The Diamondbacks have 4 home runs. Padres have 1.
Well, it looks like the Diamondbacks got tired of losing the games against the San Diego Padres. They brought the power bats out tonight. Some mistakes by Casey Kelly early in the ball game, but the Padres are fighting back.
Well, the Diamondbacks have lost 7 in a row to the Padres. We're still hoping for 8. Still a lot of time left in this one. Padres scratching and clawing their way back into it. When we see in the post-game show, we'll take a further look at what's going on in the power production area. We will talk about Casey Kelly's night and tell you about the battle by the Bay. Dodgers and Giants in a good ball game today. You'll also hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We'll have all that for you and more coming up after the last out tonight.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We'll look forward to that, as Corey Burns will come on to pitch for the Padres here in the 7th inning.
Mr. Changeup, Corey Burns. A lot of changeups out of the hand of the right-hander. Once again, still a lot of baseball left. By 2, got to hold these snakes to 7. He reminds me of Doug Jones, Tony. Remember Doug Jones, Milwaukee Brewer, Houston Astro? Slider.
Showing you the back of his jersey as the batter.
Did he just go El Tiante on us right there?
Certainly did.
Yeah. Everybody knows what number he is.
A little hesitation pitch there.
Again, that's the new thinking right there. His head in the count 0-2. Trying to throw a slider more in the middle of the plate.
Taking a lot of time. Still 0-2 on Paul Goldschmidt. Corey Burns acquired from the Indians in the offseason in exchange for Aaron Cunningham. 24 years old. And Cabrera will throw out a hustling Paul Goldschmidt at first base, 1 away. bring up the catcher, Miguel Montero. Burns pitching against his hometown team, born in Phoenix, living in Glendale.
That's convenient, being near the Peoria Sports Complex.
Oh, yeah.
Up there on the northwest side.
Live at your own house during spring training.
Hey, how about those football Aztecs?
Winner.
We're on the board.
Was it 42-7 over Army?
It was a W.
Yeah.
That's all that counts. On these Saturday weekends, when these games are over and guys are in the clubhouse, you're talking about your alma mater. It's your chance to brag.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, San Diego State beat Army or, whoever. And it's the one thing this time of the year when you're not in it that gets guys heated down there in that locker room.
Oh, yeah. A lot of different schools represented in that clubhouse.
Yep.
Chase Headley, a big Tennessee guy. Got a Stanford guy there, Carlos Quinn. And I'm sure that Assistant General Manager A.J. Hinch will weigh in on Stanford as well.
Yeah.
Brad Ziegler warming up.
Sometimes wins are like losses. Stanford only beat San Jose State 2017 last week.
Roll to second. And Forsythe will throw out Montero. 2 away.
I know before the game in the Padre clubhouse, they had the game from Ann Arbor on. The Michigan Wolverines. And Clayton Richard was watching. And congratulations goes out to Clayton and Ashley Richard. Yesterday at 10:40 p.m., Cashton Richard was brought into this world of ours. Congratulations, Clayton and Ashley.
Absolutely.
Clayton, you are the giver of life. Awesome. 9 pounds. And he ran the 40 in 4.8.
Ready for the scouting combine. As Upton has his 4th hit of the game. Single up the middle. Clayton's always smiling in that clubhouse, but the smile was a little wider today.
Yeah.
Passing out some cigars.
So Mama and Baby are doing quite well.
That's good news.
Congratulations.
So here's Chris Johnson. Upton running, and he'll steal the bag. #14 steal for Upton this year.
In case you're wondering, that's a good play.
Sure.
You don't pay him any attention. Hey, take it.
And probably saying to Burns, pay a little more attention to that guy.
Pay more attention. You don't pay attention, these guys will take advantage of him.
Andrew Warner and Patrick Corbin. That's your matchup tomorrow. Our next television game. Padres live pregame at noon. A little baseball.
You want to talk a little ball tomorrow, Andy?
You know, I always love talking ball, especially with you guys. My knowledge base it grows exponentially.
You're sitting next to the Hall of Famer here.
Oh, absolutely.
How awesome is that?
I want to apologize to you guys for losing my cool today.
On what?
Oh, come on. I wasn't losing.
The strike zone.
Hey, you're passionate. That's what it is.
Strasburg being shut down.
That's what's great about this game, having discussions like that.
I know, and it's, but the way I feel doesn't necessarily make me right.
But you believe in your argument, so you should be passionate about it.
And Mud always gets my goat talking about this strike zone, raising the strike zone up, and You know, because he's a pitcher, and pitchers are always looking to try to get an edge.
I just want a legitimate strike zone.
Okay, well, I do too, but the umpires aren't going to call it. You know that. But yet you'll still sit here and say, well, you know, they got to call that a strike. I believe that's a strike. And they never call it a strike. And then when they do, like we've seen tonight a couple of times, and he's going to get the rule book out on me, I know.
Always goes back
but
to the rule book.
Mudd is ready to jump out of the chair, say strike three.
Now you're getting my goat.
See?
Tell you what, if this continues, I'm going to have to switch seats with you, Tony, and sit in the middle of you two guys, you know?
Goodness.
See this page right here? It's in the official rule book on page 23.
That's how important it is on page 23.
You might as well just figure it out.
Oh, you're a beaut, you know that?
That was good right there. You might as well just tear it out. Hey, throw it away because that doesn't mean anything in that book.
Hey, it's gone. Got some good distance on that, too. Cabrera in the hole. He's going to go to third for the force. And it's completed there. And Headley kind of staring down at Upton for a moment. And Upton will hand the helmet to Matt Williams. It's a 7-5 Diamondbacks lead. We head to the bottom of the seventh. Down to the bottom of the seventh inning. Season ticket holders, you can renew your season tickets and be a part of the 2013 San Diego Padres Baseball Club membership. Choose a membership and ticket plan that fits your specific needs and enjoy exclusive events and discounts all year long. Visit Padres.com/membership and become an official member today. Brad Ziegler is the new pitcher. And YASMANI GRANDAL will take strike one.
A funky delivery from the right-hander Ziegler. Seen him many times before with these Arizona Diamondbacks, trying to hold that 2-run lead. Fastball, slider, change. Not a hard thrower, guys. He relies on a lot of movement. He's got that submarine sinker working.
And GRANDAL looking for his first hit. 0 for 2 with a walk. Nice play by Hill. In time at first base. Well, Aaron Hill with a homer today. And a couple of very nice plays on the infield.
Well, that ball had topspin on it. He ranges up the middle and is able to set his feet strong enough to get the throw to first. Goldschmidt with a nice pick.
You know, Tony, that's why we always talk about infielders having that arm strength. You know, going away from that play. And that's he's not just leisurely going after that. That's full bore going the other way and then having to make up with that arm to throw a strike to first base. Amazing play.
After he got the ball, he took a couple of extra steps so that he could get enough on the throw to get him out at first. And watch this. Watch when he gets it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before he lets it go. But that enabled him to get enough on the throw so Goldschmidt could pick that thing out of the dirt.
And Alexi Amarista, as a pinch hitter, has fouled the first 2 pitches out of play, and nothing too quickly. Amarista hitting for Jesus Guzman. Need a base runner. Down a couple.
Tony, who was the toughest right arm or right-handed throwing submariner from the right side that you faced? Can you recall anybody?
Dan Quisenberry.
2 away.
Didn't face him with the Royals, but faced him with the Giants.
Okay.
He hit the ball so well, but it was just.
And he didn't throw that hard.
No,
it was just.
It was just you just weren't used to seeing the ball come out from that.
Did you face DeColvey at all?
Get DeColvey I faced, yeah, but he wasn't as low as Quisenberry was.
Well, one of the lowest I've ever seen was, remember Chad Bradford?
Oh, yeah.
The 8th. I mean, literally inches from scraping his knuckles.
You know, most left-handed hitters are good low ball hitters. I really wasn't. I was a high ball hitter, so I could handle the ball down, but I was more of a high ball hitter than low ball hitter. So for a lot of left-handed hitters, a guy like Ziegler works right into their swings because they like the ball down.
2-1 pitch. That's too far in. 3-1 on Alonso.
Tony, by the way, our research department quickly revealed that you were 3 for 10 against Teak, Kent Colby.
Okay.
That's a 300
Tyron
average.
Bob down there digging up numbers on me again. Ed Barnes down there.
Yep. Easy Eddie Barnes on it.
Every time I mention a name, it's like I could say, I faced Tom Seaver in my career. Hey, Eddie Barnes, Tyron Bob, one of those guys. Well, they come up with the numbers like that. It's embarrassing.
BaseballReference.com is a great website.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know that's where they go. But, I try not to look at them. When I'm doing games and we're doing games and stuff, and we do our homework on stuff, a lot of times I will go down and pick Mike Tompkins' brain and look at a video and, just kind of get a sneak peek at, like, the Cardinals are coming in here next tomorrow. You might go down and take a quick look at what the Cardinals have been doing.
He's the master of video.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mike
he is.
Tompkins. Working his magic down there.
I don't like to read the numbers so much. I like to kind of visually see what guys are doing.
Because a 2 for 10, there might be 6 times where it's just a rocket, one hopper right at somebody.
Yeah, and you said I was 3 for 10. Sounds pretty good, huh? Sounds like I did okay against him. But I can tell you from a hitter's perspective, I hated I hated facing that guy. Oh, I never felt comfortable.
Yonder Alonso is the man at first base. Maven in the batter's box. On top of that fastball, nothing in 2. It's always fun to look at your career numbers, though, against some of the greatest pitchers around. And I know you'll say, just had good luck that day or whatever. But I mean, when you're talking about over 400 averages against Greg Maddux. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it sounds really good sometimes. But believe me, there's a bunch of names on there that people don't know. Who I was like over 10, over 12, 1 for 20.
Little swinging bunt. And Ziegler recovers and throws out Maben. And the Padres are done here in the 7th. 7-5 Diamondbacks after 7.
I thought for sure.
Uniform, now watch your game. Verizon presents 90s Night on Friday, September 14th. Padres wearing their 97 pinstripe unis when they take on the Colorado Rockies. Get to the ballpark early, a 90s themed party beginning at 5 o'clock. And afterwards, yes, the fireworks show. Get your tickets right now at Padres.com or 619-795-5555. Gerardo Parra will come up as a pinch hitter for Arizona in the 9 spot. Corey Burns still out there on the mound. And gets ahead.
You know, we were talking about matchups, pitchers versus hitters and vice versa. And over the course of somebody's career, you know, you're going to, you play a long time. There are big name players that you're going to own. And then there are players that are going to do the opposite, right? Well, when I was with the Astros, as Alexi Amarista goes in left field after pinch hitting. When I was with the Astros, we were playing the Cincinnati Reds in Houston, and Bob Cluck, who I love to death, was our pitching coach.
And there's a base hit to left.
So we have our pitchers meeting, going over the hitters, and after the meeting, he goes, "Hey, Mutt, come here for a second." Puts his arm around me, and you know how Bob Cluck has a great sense of humor. He puts his arm around me, and he kind of says to me softly, he goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know that if Eric Davis is coming up in the game, there's probably a pretty good chance that you're not going to be in the game." And I kind of I said, "Why are you saying that?" He goes, "Have you seen your numbers?" And he pulls out this little piece of paper and he says, "He's 9 for 16 off you with 4 homers. So if he comes up, you can pretty just put your glove away and forget about getting in the game." I said, "Okay, Clucky, thanks. Have a good one." So the bottom line is Eric Davis owned me.
Well, just like there's somebody who owns you, there's somebody you own. And as a hitter, I never talk about the guys I hit well. But, yeah, I'll tell you all day long about the guys who got me out all the time.
Right.
And I'm sure that works the same way with pitchers. See, he's not going to, he knows who it is, but he's not going to tell you. Because it's like against the credo, you know.
Ozzie Smith was 2 for 20 off.
Okay, good. That's good. Who else?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
Eddie Murray owned me.
Eddie Murray did?
Yes.
You're not alone there, though.
Yeah. You know, like for me, Omar Oliveras.
Oh, I remember him, yeah.
Owned me. It's like
hard sinker.
3 for 25 or something.
Hard sinker.
Yeah, he turned it over.
Yeah.
Change up, sinker, hit the ball well.
Giants, right?
He's with the Angels, the Pirates, the Cardinals.
Yeah, I remember him with the Cardinals, yeah.
What's the left-hander's name? What he's a hitcher with the Braves? I can't. Pirates. He started with the Pirates and ended up with the Braves. Owned me.
Tough play at first and not in time as Eaton beats it out.
Lays down a nice one. I thought that was all he could do.
You're thinking of Zane Smith.
No, not Zane Smith.
No?
It'll come to me.
Well, that was a seed down to first base out of the hand of Yasmani Grandal.
Denny Nagel.
Got it.
Owned me.
Should I get the combatants in here riled up again? Thinking this out loud to myself because I want to know, maybe Tony, how you did against Mud.
Oh, I know that one. 1 for 3.
That
a triple.
1 for 3. Yeah, with a triple.
Okay.
Hung a change up in Atlanta.
See, that's the thing that amazes me.
It's a ball that should have been caught, by the way.
Just waiting for that one. Huh?
He's just saying that. There's no way they were going to catch that ball.
It was off the wall.
Yeah, I know. Left center.
Right center.
Left center.
Left center field wall.
Yeah, left center.
See, that's the kind of thing just absolutely.
We had this discussion earlier. See, Mud scored some runs for me. I mean, there were times where he was on base and I'd get base hit. And, I have him on video scoring for me.
But it's like baseball players and golfers. I mean, you guys can remember details of days and counts and situations. It just amazes me. I think I have a good memory, but not to that point.
Tony's the best at that.
You have to. You have to remember situations and what guy's best pitch was. He got in trouble. What would he do? Like when Mud got in trouble and he had to throw a strike, it would be a fastball away for a strike.
Nice job there by Corey Burns. Goes with the changeup away for the strikeout.
Good changeup. You talk about a guy who needs a good pitch, a big pitch at a certain time. Well, it's a changeup from Burns, and he gets Hill way out in front to leave those runners at first and second. Keep the double play in order.
The Diamondbacks have hit 4 home runs. The Atlanta Braves own the record here by an opponent with 5 back on July 14th of 06. Kubel with a couple of them. 2 on with 1 out of the 8th. It's a big situation here for Corey Burns. You want to keep it right here.
Yeah. You're trying your best to get a ground ball here. Maybe get a double play, get out of this inning.
Kubel has grounded into 10 twin killings this year, and if you're wondering who leads in that category to quantify that number, 16 times Chris Johnson has grounded into a double play. He leads the Diamondbacks.
And Lindstrom warming up. Way out in front. Another good changeup.
Yeah.
Very, very close. Another changeup. This one low and away. J.J. puts the closer for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Full count. And we'll do it again.
Hunter's running in that situation.
Yeah, you know, I was kind of surprised. I was going to say something because you've got the front door open with the left-handed hitter. I mean, that's the perfect situation for possibly a strike him out, throw him out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought.
Look at that guy. He's lost 7 in a row to the Padres.
Trying to create something.
Hey, let's try to shake it up. Start the runners, maybe give Kubel a hole to shoot at.
Moving again, and it's ball 4. So they will be loaded for Goldschmidt. And Buddy Black coming out. He is heading to the home plate umpire, Mike Everett. And we'll make a double switch. Will Venable trotting out of the first base dugout as well, heading out into the outfield. So pitching change forthcoming. And a big-time situation here in this ball game, with the bases full of Arizona Diamondbacks in a 2-run game here in the 8th inning. So Burns will depart. Buddy Black out to make this pitching change. And he'll look to Nick Vincent to come in. Middle game of this 3-game set. We wrap it up tomorrow with a day game here at Petco Park. Our coverage beginning at noon on Fox Sports San Diego. Patrick Corbin, another youngster, going against Andrew Werner, who has become a big story around these parts, making his 4th big league start. A record of 1-1 with a 3 even on the ERA. And again, we hope you join us at noon tomorrow. Padres live pregame, and then the ball game coming up at 1 o'clock.
Day baseball at Petco. You can't beat it.
Well, let's take a look at our game summary. Tell you how we got to this point. Arizona got on the board first. A 2-run homer by Jason Kubel. That came in the 1st inning. It was his 28th home run of the season. Jesus Guzman got him right back, though. 2-run double down the left field line into the corner in the 1st. It was a 2-2 ball game. That lead did not last very long as Aaron Hill came in the 3rd inning and hit a home run to left field, his 22nd of the season. And right behind him was Jason Kubel. They go back-to-back. Kubel with his career-high 29th home run. Padres got a couple back on this 2-run shot to the bullpen by Logan Forsythe, his 4th of the year. And then this screaming low-line drive, home run to dead center field off the bat of Justin Upton. And that's where we stand right now with a 7-5 Arizona lead. By the way, that home run, 443 feet, the 9th longest here at Petco Park off the bat of Upton. As you see, Will Venable take over in center field. And the pitcher spot will be where Cameron Maben batted, and that is in the number 7 spot in the batting order. It is Nick Vincent.
Little cut fastball, straight fastball, and a breaking ball from Nick, the pride and joy of Ramona Palomar Junior College. Last time out for Nick was up in L.A. a few days ago, so he is well rested.
He had a good outing the other night in L.A. A bunch of the young guys combined 4 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball. So not an enviable situation to inherit. The base is loaded with 1 out in the 8th. 7-5 Arizona. And gets ahead. And you see the runners, Parra, Eaton, and Kubel. Checks out another slider. 1-1. Just a little bit low. 3 sliders in a row. Well, it's a tough pitch to take.
I was going to say the best way to get out of this situation is to work ahead, not work behind.
Swings right through the fastball from Nick Vincent. 2-2. Nick has ridden that Tucson Express a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. Was it 4 times?
Mm-hmm. Gets him on a high fastball. Big pitch right there from Nick Vincent. 2 away.
Just went up the ladder right there on Goldschmidt. Good hard fastball. Letter high.
Yeah, and hitters like Goldschmidt, they love that high cheese right there, right around the letters.
Can't lay off.
So here is Miguel Montero, 0 for 4 in the game. Has done well with the bases loaded. One out away from getting out of it. Pitch way outside. Parra started breaking down the line at third. I don't think he really had any intent of heading to the plate. Obviously, just kind of mess with the pitcher a little bit.
Vincent would balk or do something different.
A lot of guys decide to work out of the windup with the bases loaded, but Vincent going out of the stretch. And is behind 2-0. Couple different schools of thought on that, huh? I mean,
yeah, I was one that always liked to work out of the stretch just because it was easy just to step off. A lot of guys, when they go from the windup, you know, if both your feet are on the rubber and you're right-handed, you have to step off with your right foot, or else you'll balk because your left foot starts your motion towards the plate. A lot of guys counter with that by just having your pivot foot in contact with the rubber, right? So you just back off rather than having both feet in contact. And, of course, more pitchers think that going from the windup, you have better stuff, using your whole body.
A little more zip.
Right, in your delivery.
Not close. Ball 4. A run is in. Parra will cross home plate. It is now 8-5 Diamondbacks. So the bases remain loaded. And Upton already with a 4-hit game.
You know, you talk about huge runs in a game. That is a huge run for Arizona.
Upton 3 singles and a homer and a check swing foul to the screen. Upton does have a couple of 5-hit games in his career. Last one coming last May 30th. Against the Marlins. He looks out at a teammate on every base.
You got to be careful in this situation because you don't want to speed his bat up.
Goes right to the fastball. And ahead, 0-2.
And Tony, what you mean by that is right, the slow breaking ball in the zone for a strike.
Right.
Like a cut fastball or that slider.
And went fastball up in the zone like he did on Goldschmidt. Here you don't want to really. I don't want to challenge the strike zone right here. I'll see if he'll want to chase something, but
Cabrera lost the play momentarily, but recovers in time, and they complete the force out at second base. Big run though for the Diamondbacks, leading 8-5. to you by PETCO, where the healthy pets go. Getting late here at PETCO as the Padres trail by 3 runs, 8-5. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Some folks still enjoying themselves out there at the park as Matt Lindstrom will come in. Acquired in the deal that was consummated when the Padres were just about to leave Arizona on a Sunday. Joe Saunders, left-handed starter for this guy, Matt Lindstrom, hard-throwing right-hander. 5th appearance for Arizona. Gerardo Parra, pinch hitter, will stay in the game in left field. And Everett Cabrera will lead off for the Padres in the 8th. Takes a strike, 94. That looked free and easy. Strikeout his last time, but Cabrera with a couple of singles. One on a nice bunt on the infield. And quickly, Lindstrom ahead, 0-2.
Nice, easy delivery there by Lindstrom. Velocity's going to be in the mid-90s.
Well, Venable studying the stuff of Lindstrom in the on-deck circle to bat for the first time next. 1-2 on a waste pitch. August 26th was the date that Lindstrom was acquired from the Orioles in exchange for Joe Saunders. Late call on a high slider. And Cabrera not exactly thrilled with that call from Mike Everett.
Now where it was caught, looks like it's just right above the belt buckle. He gets the high call.
So Cabrera a bit frustrated. Whoa. High strike given, 95 miles an hour on that one, 1-1. That slider missing way outside, 2-1. Bite to that slider.
That slider. Just in these relievers late in the game like this, they throw in the mid-90s. You know, you almost have to honor the fastball and hope that they can't throw that other pitch over for a strike.
Sound like a broken bat, and indeed it is.
And 95 on that fastball, up and in.
Padres need some base runners. Kristen Orphy has driven in a run. He's on deck. He's got to lay off that high heat. Fielded on the backhand, and a high throw, and in time at first base. Very close, but Venable retired on the throw from Elmore. 2 away.
Hey, Padre fans, check out the Fox Sports San Diego girls, Natalie, Katie, and Brittany. Update your status and follow them online as they keep you posted on what's happening in San Diego sports. It's easy. Like them on Facebook. Follow them on Twitter. Your all-access pass is just a click away. How you doing?
So here's the Northfield. Hardly seems fair when a guy that throws that hard is getting that slider over.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem fair.
Quickly 0-2.
And when he throws it for a strike and then he bounces, it's almost like you have to swing at it.
And the Padres go quietly here in the 8th. We go to the 9th. It's 8-5 Arizona. Hey, playtime's over.
Hey.
Time to get serious about those moves.
Oh, he's got it going. Look at him. He's like getting into it.
Good stuff. That was a real serious look there.
That's what big league baseball games are all about right there. In between innings.
Perfect shirt on that again. Like I said, playtime is over. That's what that shirt said.
See, we see it every game with mud up here.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we see it all the time.
The problem with getting down is you have to get back up again, you know?
Chumbawamba.
Here's Johnson fouls another one out of play. 0-2.
Well, that bases loaded walk just, you know, it just hurts. Takes away the bloop and a blast, right?
Yeah, you need 2 bloops and a blast, yeah. But if there is one thing we've realized about this ball club, it goes down to that final at bat.
No question.
That's a sky-high pop-up that Forsythe will handle for the first out in the 9th inning. Well, Justin Upton has had himself a night here, folks. A 4-hit day, 3 singles, a 443-foot home run as well. One that got out of here in a quick hurry, like it had a plane to catch. And he is our Carl's Jr. star of the game. wound up being a bit of an enigma at the beginning of this ball game, but this is the kind of thing from Justin Upton that the Diamondbacks expected all year.
Yep.
Elmore bunts. Headley, tough
Nice.
play, and he gets him at first base. Excellent play there by Chase Headley with the bare hand pick and the throw on to first.
That's a big league play. Chase Headley at third base, always anticipating that play, but he has really made great strides making that barehanded grab, firing a strike on the run. Nicely done.
Nicely done.
So here is Parra batting for the second time. Came on as a pinch hitter in the 8th. And singled to left field. Ball 1. Even count. 1-1. So look ahead at the Padres' 9th inning. It's Forsythe, Headley, and Grandal. 2, 3, and 4 batters. 1-2. J.J. Putz warming up along with Matt Albers. Not a good time to have to face J.J. Putz. Got him. So Vincent goes to the Diamondbacks in order here in the 9th. We head to the bottom. 3 to tie. 4 to win it. 8-5 Arizona. Well, if you missed anything in the game, you just saw it right there. That's a brief synopsis of what happened earlier. And the Padres find themselves down 8-5. Great job by our guys in the tape room who always do a tremendous job.
You bet.
Logan Forsythe facing the closer of the Arizona Diamondbacks, J.J. Putz.
Well, you know, it's tough duty against J.J. Putz. Fastball split. It's pretty much two-pitch pitcher, but he also will occasionally throw up a slider and a cutter. Mid-90s. 28 saves on the year.
Forsythe with a couple of hits, including a home run, a couple of runs batted in.
The last couple of games, JJ puts, and it's, you know, small sample size, an inning and a third, but 3 earned runs in those inning and a third of work, 2 blown saves. It was after converting 19 straight.
Tempting on that high fastball.
Yeah.
Padres live post game following our broadcast here. Well, the final out is made. We'll hear from Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney. We'll also hear from manager Bud Black after this ball game. Padres live post game is straight ahead. Got him looking. Strike 3 called.
Thought that was off the plate a little bit. What do you think, T?
I agree. I thought it was off.
So Headley, a rare 0 for 3 these days. Stuck on 98 runs batted in. The chase to 100.
Right away, Chase Headley comes up to the plate. No fastball. You're not getting any. This little splitty or this sinker or this slider.
Something with movement down and away.
Yeah,
there.
you're just not gonna. He's just not gonna lay something in there. Even though he's got a 3-run lead, just not gonna do it.
There was a fastball at 93. YASMANI GRANDAL studying up. He's in the on deck circle. Headley knows he needs to get on base.
There's that split it looked like.
Kind of hung up there, but above the zone. Good recognition by Headley. And he knew it. The split-fingered fastball. So 2 strikeouts looking.
Oh, you can peek inside the glove of JJ Puts. That's the split finger grip and it tumbling up there. And when you throw the ball 95, you know, you got to try to look for that fastball, right, Tony? And
yep.
then you got the fastball arm speed. That's tough to hit right there.
So the Padres down to their final out on this Saturday night. Too far out. Wade Miley in line for his 15th win. Last National League rookie with 15 wins was Jeremy Robertson, pitching for the Astros in 2003. So it's been a while. And 2-0 to YASMANI GRANDAL. Alexi Amarista hoping that this game continues long enough for him to get in at bat. And there's a strike at the very bottom of the zone.
Yep. See Grandal with a half grin on his face.
Probably thinking, I caught a few of those you didn't call strikes.
Well, he's also saying that, you know, we're down 3 runs right here. I need to get on. 2-0, I would have been hacking.
And now the count evens at 2-2. Foot's ready. Here's the pitch. Got him. And Foot strikes out the side. And the Padres' 7-game winning streak against the Arizona Diamondbacks has come to an end. Pretty much thanks to that guy right there. Justin Upton, a 4-for-4 game. Scored a couple of runs and hit a long home run to center field. 8-5 is the final. Diamondbacks win it over the San Diego Padres. Time to find out what's coming up on our post-game show. We send things out to Mike Pomeranz. Mike.